and then they win it. And then, yeah, as we are back in the game, they're going to be like, okay, guys, we're going back in game in a minute. And then at that point, most teams will start talking about, like, okay, how's your matchup go? Who gets priority? I'm going to part here. Like, I want to play for the first objective like this. You know, it's just, you know, getting everyone back on the same page.
Well, shall we briefly talk about that then? In terms of, let's start on the left-hand side for the favourites in Ground Zero. What should their game plan be? And then I suppose if there's nothing too crazy that happens the level 1 mark, what we should expect to see from KNG in response?
Well, yeah, the good thing about Ground Zero is they don't have to do anything. They could just farm. Shonen could just full clear over and over and over, and they will auto-win this game, because once they hit mid-game, if they are not behind, it's so hard to play into this comp as KNG. Like, most of your champions are countered by the flash button, which is unfortunate, and you're just not going to have the same DPS or threat that this team will. I think that Ground Zero's drafted a really nice comp. Whereas on the other hand, KNG, they need to snowball. They have the tools to do it. You know, Jarvan's a really good early ganker. He can do really creative paths, so he'll be able to find ganks onto champs who aren't expecting it. We are actually seeing the lane swap coming through here, though, which is very nice, because I think Tristana is one of the better matchups into Twisted Fate. You jump onto Twisted Fate and he gets slowed, and even though you can gold card you, it's not really going to do anything, because once that stun runs out, you're still slowed, and Tristana's going to find all that damage follow-up with the explosive shot.
That's right, exactly, yeah. Still has the range, still has the ability to stack up that explosive shot to do big damage as a result. I am curious to the point you mentioned about the Jarvan snowball capacity. Obviously, Reef Fury being incredibly humble in his interview to say, I've had 2 days worth of practicing this role. It's going to be rough, especially when you go into somebody like Fire. Will he do anything wild, like a red buff into a level 2 gank to try and get the ball rolling? Or will he go for the classic free camp clear? We'll have to wait and see. As you saw Kurek there, trying to really wrestle for level 2 control, and looks to be successful.
Yeah, it's just going to steal this bot lane play that's pretty much like when Caitlyn gets push control, she's going to have so much pressure in the lane. You know, being able to stack up the headshot, like every second auto is so nice. You know, get that extra bit of damage coming out of the lane. And like when Nautilus has control of the lane, you can walk past the wave. It's very hard to play against this champion. Like, it's so hard to trade back against the fact that he can just, you know, hook you, snare you, has aftershocks, so he takes 0 damage and is constantly get prior. I'm curious if Rishuri does want to play for Invade. It looks like he's going for the recall. Like, one of the common patterns into Brand is, you know, invading him on the full clear, because Brand is a very squishy champ early game and he always plays for this full clear because he wants to be efficient. So one of the better punishes into Brand and these like mage junglers, you know, is invading them on the on their 4th or 5th camp, because they are so susceptible to, you know, being 1v1 by these strong early game champs.
But in saying that, obviously he's going to require a fair bit of proficiency in that role and a degree of confidence and comfort knowing that you can get away with it, that your team has bought into this idea. We want to talk about this lane swap a little bit more. We might see already that be breaking apart as Shern has gone for the full clear, now linking up with Tien back to the lane that he belongs in. Going to look for not only a crash, but a 3-man dive, it would seem. Card going out already from Woodon, who's already burnt that ghost. A flash knockback from the Poppy. Really trying to hard force this one, but it almost looks a little bit too early there by Tien. The rest of his team just out of range to truly assist.
Yeah, Shern just wants to walk into the lane and push the wave as fast as possible, but by doing that, he shows the intention that they want to dive, so Woodon, you know, pops the ghost and runs away. You know, good foresight to think that Tien is not showing in lane, so he needs to drop the ward, have a bit of vision. Just a bit of an overextension from Ground Zero, but like, I understand their intention. Like, they want to dive the 1v1 and make sure this Tristana snowballs as hard as possible, because she can totally take over the game if she's allowed.
She certainly can. Nothing seemingly getting lost as a result of this one, as Tien did actually stick in top lane for a little bit, went back, and then ended up actually TPing back to lane. So back into mid he goes, nothing lost in the end, and no true punishment from that failed first blood attempt. And I am curious to see how long this lane swap happens for, because Sovereign's actually forced this out and said, no, I want to match up into this Tristana. And straight away, he's already dropped Fido down to 50.
Yeah, Fido's trying really hard to push this wave as fast as possible, using his spells to hit the crease, but like, you can't do that in front of a champ who can just walk at you like this. Like, Malphite's just going to force you out of lane. He still has access to the TP though, so he's not too worried about his health right now. Malphite's kill pressure isn't, you know, catch you off guard kind of thing. It's very, you know, slow and expected, so he's just going to, you know, use his HP to try to get as much farm as possible before recalling, and they're going to, you know, match the more favorable lanes that they wanted initially.
Yeah, it's good timing again, isn't it, right? The lane gets pushed out in mid lane, so Tien can just walk up the top, sub him out, Fido then TPs back to mid, where it should be. And it's keeping KNG the ones to say, well, do we want to respond to this? How do we maneuver this? And what is our game plan? Because it looks as if the Malphite is going back to base again. So I'm curious to see how long this goes on for, and who actually ends up coming out ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually curious if they do want to keep swapping lanes, because I think Sovereign is going to win both 1v1s pretty comfortably after his champ is so strong in the early games. We do see the jump coming through mid, so like, this is the trading patterns we're going to constantly see with the Tristanas. Like, if you use the card to, you know, ever CS, you really open yourself up to being jumped on like this.
Oh, well, there's a flash, and Fido just did it for good measure, because why not? It was very flashy in its attempt. They're looking for a kill back, and Refu needs one more auto, and that is what he'll find. The Conqueror is stacked, the damage was done, and now Schönfire is saying, well, I'll give you a little pat on the back to get you out of this lane. So a 1-1 so far. Keurig wrapping around as Lemus baits for this 2v2, but the bouncy ball knocks him away. Keurig then flashes with the auto to root and plays Vendrick, drag back the support, and say, we will just be winning this 2v2. We have the experience, and we've definitely got the damage.
Yeah, this is the strength of the Caitlyn Norlis lane. It's like you set up each other so well. We see Lucian go forward for the dash, and like it's at that point like Norlis is gonna flash. He's always gonna trade summoners there. It's what he wants. He still has the Hex Splash. He doesn't care about having any summoner up, but Lucian is in such a hard position when he has no summoners against like such a hard lane. I feel like this is a very hard game, Skimmy.
Yeah, it does look a bit of a hard game, even more so when Tien can literally look at a gank and say, yeah, I win those. I'll go for the 1v2. He's done so much damage to Refury, taking nothing in the process, and there's a massive wave stacked up to Crash, so KNG going to lose out on that one as well. As they respawn and go back to lane, it doesn't get any better. A two-man Pillar of Flame into a double kill, as easy as you like it. And Sovereign's going to kill top.
I'm really curious to what happened here because Sovereign didn't have access to the ult and he didn't flash either. So I wonder if Dian went through the the body slam onto the turret and slightly missed it. We'll have to see in a replay if that is what was the case.
Oh, and now we're just diving top in mid lane rather. Fido's just tanking the tower. What are we doing, Fido? It looks fantastic. You've gone for the 1-for-1, but you've literally let the turret act like it's a jungle gang.
Yeah, before we get into that one, we will see the replay here. I assume it's just, missed. As he does hit the body slam, but oh, it's a bone plating gap. What a broken rune. Yeah, no, that is classic Fido to me. Like, he's constantly gonna play for these very aggressive trades. Like he's a very aggressive player, known for like always taking the 1v1s, always trying to skill check you. And the reason why he didn't find success in the past is he wasn't enabled very well by his team. But now we see that he has really, really good teammates in his pocket. He's going to constantly go for these 1-for-1s. And the Tristana, who scales immensely better than Twisted Fate, is always happy with trading gold.
Especially if it's going to go into a mouth fight as well. He's going to be like, well, you've got your one shot with that Unbreakable Force, and if it doesn't land, if it doesn't do the damage, well, I will just take over the game instead. Refury just hanging out of Fog of War right now, just waiting to look for the perfect flag and drag to get himself in. Lemus certainly teasing with his current positioning, but they're waiting for Keurig to start things off. Out then goes the Cozy Campfire for a bit of healing, a bit of extra range, and a bit of chance for them to try and run this one down in a 3v2 fashion, but they're not going to find anything. They've obviously given full awareness to Schönfire, so he says, well, those grubs, I'll take them all without a care in the world.
Yeah, this is a very, very sad story for KNG. They go, like, Vendrick uses his health to try and bait the gang as much as possible, but Refury just doesn't find the range to get the EQ onto the Nautilus, who didn't have flash, and they just walk out, and Lemus is very, very happy here. Already taken 4 plays for himself. He managed to get the entire turret go down here.
This is the flag of drag, but it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, they can flash away to safety. The turret's doing so much damage, but look at the brand popping them down low. Nearly found himself a double in response, but up rocks Keurig, says, I'll lock him in place. A beautiful spit of fire comes across to secure the double kill, and this jungle brand may just take over the game, and it's not even 10 minutes.
Yeah, Shona's really enjoying himself this game. He just gets the full clear and walk into lanes and clean up free kills, eat CS after his laners die. He is in a very, very happy position to carry this game as the solo AP threat coming out of Ground Zero.
Very, very strong. We can check in to see who's got the most farm, most gold, and in this case, the most levels right now. Tien at the top of the table there, following up an absolute storm at this stage, but the difference between Schön and Refury is the kicker for me, right? He's a full 2-level lead ahead, all the gold, all the farm, and the only person with a bounty.
Yeah, it's so hard to match the jungle clear speed coming out of Brand, and the fact that like he got early kills is like, it's very lights out for the jungle matchup. The fact that he has 1 item already at 9 minutes means he's going to clear the jungle so fast. This gap will keep widening, the XP will keep getting larger, and it's just going to be so hard to match their strength in fights.
Curious actually how this changes up the game plan for Grounds, if they want to look to fully play around the brand, if they say, look, we're all strong in our own right. It just happens that his score looks a little bit more attractive than the rest of us, because Caitlyn's obviously incredibly strong. Same could be said for Tristana as they look to try and do just that, looking to lock in place the brand stun. But Sovereign's got the moves. He's clean with it, and he does not die. He had no flash, but he had all the chances to get away from that one. Fantastic buffer from Keurig. He wins those. And he walks out and says, try again.
Yeah, honestly, shout out Keurig there. I feel like Benby dies there 10 out of 10 times, so it's nice to see that Keurig is a bit better, that goes for his solo warding mission, and, he doesn't die, so it's very nice to see. I think it's a good read by Ground Zero also to, position around mid to counter these fights, because that's the only lane where all the volatility is happening right now.
See, another fight, another position for them to try and do insane amounts of damage. The ace in the hole gets the first kill. Lemus nearly finding it with a second. But Refury flashing where to stay. The Grand Zero looking for their cooldowns. There it is. Flash Dragon back. Give Grand Zero Schoenfire yet another kill. You've denied plates. You've denied a wave. And this gold lead, I tell you what, it's 10 minutes in. Already up 6,000. This could be a quick one.
You know, Skimmy, I remember last week we were talking about how, as we do see a kill coming into mid potentially, will the gold card connect?
Ooh, actually, a really hard force there as Wooden flashes into the lane, having used the Destiny to get them in the first place. Sin just pops the TP and says, look, I can match you. I'm a budget-twisted Fate, but so much committed to try and get Fido, and he just flashes as well.
Yeah, he's just happy. He's absolutely happy to trade his flash for all that committal coming out of KNG, because that's like their one window to find a pick, and now they've used all the resources. They used the Twisted Fate ult, the flash, the Malphite ult, and they were unable to find that kill. So I think for the next couple of minutes, you know, Fido's going to be sitting pretty to be able to scale up and be happy.
He can just coast on through to get his first item online. Obviously, same could be said for the Caitlyn that wants to try and get through that awkward mid-game stage as quickly as possible. And I tell you what, doing a pretty good job of it. As much as we praise Schoenfire for really pushing the envelope, let's once again take stock of just how strong Lemus has been this split. He's up basically double the CS. I mean, 60 over his opposition is a pretty big deal. But then if you look at the overall gold, nobody holds a candle to him. Up, what? Nearly 2,000 over the brand.
Yeah, we were talking about this last week. I wanted to bring up earlier is that we were curious if Lemus was going to be able to hold that stat of that 5,000 gold lead at the 15 or 20 minutes mark. And it looks like he will be able to. You know, is this the performance we're going to consistently see out of Lemus and Kurak? Are they going to have these leads just absolutely blown out of control with these 2 out of 80 carries coming online so early into the game?
It really does spawn a bit of an interesting discussion when you talk about tier lists for individual players. I think Lemus definitely at the top of his game right now, and you know, long may it continue. Maybe he can go for a double, winning both splits in the same year, and keeping that trend alive of consistently going overseas to Taiwan to try and take more games away from the PCS. Let's see though, what can Referee find on this occasion? Jumping across the wall goes Lemus. Kurak with a nice hook to interrupt the combo that the Java was hoping to find. A TP in the backline on a nice little ward. And they're killed too easily for the Caitlyn to pick up. There's no Baron because it's only 12 minutes, but 4 members of Grand Zero grouped up, ready to do anything. Yeah,
this is the kind of play Kenya has to go for, though. They have to look for these little niche avenues to get like a little pick when they're rotating to an objective, a little bit of the vision pocket they can abuse, but you know, just unfortunately, they don't have the items, they don't have the resources right now to be able to take down these champions when they're out of position. Like Lemus does a really good job disengaging while doing an insane amount of damage to, you know, respond when the team goes on it.
You can see that not a single dragon has been taken this game, and a clear reason be it that obviously Shern is so strong, the brand rather, is so strong at taking the grubs. Much easier for them to pick all 6 of those up. But I like this, you deny the vision for a second, it looks as if Refu's about to get it, but what a clutch hook from Kurak.
Yeah, honestly, just it's a nice look, but it's just very, very hard based on the game state, but it's just respectful they're still going for these kind of plays. I also think it's really nice that Grand Zero aren't playing a slow game as well, because the only way they're going to lose is if this game became volatile, but they are just skill checking them pretty much in every single role. They're playing to their limits, and they're not too worried about like, is this game going to like, blow out of control, because they know they're the better players, they're the better team, and they're playing with confidence, which is really nice to see.
They certainly are playing with a lot of confidence. They're exuding it. You can feel it through the screen as well. You notice there's a smile on their face. Even if the player cam is showing them locked in and acting all serious, you know just deep inside this is one of those really fun games to play. Nice little poppy hammer to knock back. The Twisted Fate is Schoenfire looks to be caught in trouble. He runs actually back into the culling saying, well, it's going to hurt me, but I feel like I can do more damage in retaliation. And now at 14 minutes, with the turret plates having now fallen on down, Grand Zero don't want to group up. They're split pushing, and Kanga are a little bit mind-controlled, just staring at the dragon.
Yeah, Kanga are in a position where they're forced to engage fights as much as possible when they're split, but Fido is really abusing the 6 grubs that Shen was able to secure here. He's just going to sit in the side lane. He wins every 1v1. He's happy hitting turrets. He's going to get as much gold as possible, much XP as possible. We know Tristana is a champion that wants to have as much resources as possible, be a high level, get access to, you know, maybe some of Lemus's money. If Lemus could send him some gold, he would really enjoy that, because he seems to have an excess amount of it.
He definitely has a little bit too much gold at this stage of the game. So they say, you know what, objective bounties, little helping hand from Daddy Riot in the background to try and get Kanga back into this one, because 15 minutes, 10k gold lead. Grand Zero, without a shadow of a doubt, are absolutely cruising through the early game of this initial game 1 in the series, and now having just picked up the Herald, it's a case of, right, Fido, you've been crashing all these waves for us. I really do have to pick at a litter as to where I summon Shelly.
Yeah, I'm curious to where they want to put it. I feel like Grand Zero are going to keep playing on 3 lanes and just maximize the income as much as possible. I feel like they're going to, you know, use their 3 to take turrets initially and then like rotate to the original lane, drop the Herald as the 4. Vian is just happy being by himself. He's never in threat. As you see, Ken going for an engage here.
Hard force there from Rethio. Fantastic flash save by Lemus. He does not lose to that situation. He's read that far too many times from his classic Solid View games. Rocks up with a double kill and says you've gone for the wombo combo, but try again. Too easy and far too predictable.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that. There isn't much KNG can really do from this position. They can't wait for a better position in the game. They're going to get outscaled. They are forced to make these kind of plays, so it's really unfortunate that they were unable to snowball from the early game where they needed to be able to get gold and resources to be able to, you know, take these team fights happening right now.
Look at the amount of Void Grubs on the map right now. It's literally summoned a legion of minions to do Ground Zero's bidding.
Are we going to beat our record?
It's only 60 minutes. Are they going to try and beat your record?
No.
Stop! Tally's not happy! Stop! Don't end the base right now!
Kanga, kill them now! Kill them!
Kanga, they're doing whatever they can. They're trying to get members of Ground Zero as low as possible, but the Nexus is getting lower by the second. They're going to throw all caution to the wind and get it done at 16 minutes. Do you believe it? What a one-sided affair.
It's alright. We have many records. We can give one of them to Ground Zero. Like, honestly, like, congratulations on, you know, achieving the fastest game in the LCO, maybe in the OPL or Oceanic history. It's really nice to see dominant teams be dominant, honestly. I think that Ground Zero had a very good plan. They came out and they just executed extremely well. So yeah, congratulations to them. Another really good performance.
Really strong performance and a clear indication as to why we were so